Now, for some perspective on the economic damage being caused by the quake, I'm joined in the studio by France 24's business editor Bryan Quinn. Bryan, beyond the tragic loss of human life, do we have any idea of what the actual cost of the earthquake is going to be?
So, Annette, obviously it's still very early stages here. The focus on finding and rescuing any survivors, mourning the dead. There is massive property damage, though. It is estimated that some 300,000 people have been affected. The U.S. Geological Survey has released a very preliminary estimate that puts the potential cost at between $1 and $10 billion. That, of course, a very wide range, so obviously it will take some time to arrive at a more precise figure. One factor that is looming large in terms of recovery, though, is that very few of the affected structures will have been insured. Newer constructions, buildings owned or financed by European companies or nationals, those will probably be insured, but the vast majority of traditional houses in Atlas Mountain villages, for example, are likely to not be insured. The French reinsurance firm SCOR has estimated that even in Marrakesh, less than 12% of real estate properties carry insurance that would cover earthquake damage.
And let's talk about the risk to one of Morocco's key economic sectors, that, of course, being the tourism industry.
Yeah, and the tourism industry, of course, critical to the Moroccan economy. Last year, the country accounted 11 million visitors and 9 billion euros in revenues. That accounts for 7% of the country's overall economic activity. The tourism industry there is still bouncing back from COVID restrictions, but this year was set to top pre-pandemic figures with 13 million visitors projected. Marrakesh, which has suffered some significant damage, is by far the country's top tourist destination. 3 million tourists were there in 2019. Now, some hotels in the Red City have noted cancellations and early departures, but plenty of tourists have stayed, and the French Foreign Ministry, in fact, has not issued any travel advisories or warnings with regards to Morocco or Marrakesh. The city's merchants are worried, but many seem to be hoping that any drop in tourism will be temporary. Take a listen here.
Usually, tourists stop by our store when they visit the city. Yesterday, because of what happened, there weren't many people, no visitors, no customers.
This phenomenon reminded us a bit of the COVID pandemic, the rush to the airports and all that. But I know a lot of people understand it was a natural event that happened, so we shouldn't panic.